The big story, viewers, that we have for you this morning is the latest coming in from the United States of America. In a shocking incident, an American Airlines passenger plane collided mid-air with a helicopter, after which both the aircraft reportedly crashed in the Potomac River near Ronald Reagan National Airport. The plane was reportedly carrying 64 people, including passengers and crew members. More details are still awaited, but we have a press briefing currently underway by some officials on this. Let's cut across.
At this time, I want the folks back home to just know that we care, that we love them, and that this is a time when we'll have to join arms together and help each other out. We've been through things like this before, through tornadoes and floods and things, but it's really hard when you lose probably over 60 Kansans simultaneously, and I don't want to forget the pilots and the flight attendants. We're doing their job, and the military personnel we lost. All those lives are so valuable, and it is such a tragedy that we lost them. I think often in times like this, I try to find a scripture that is apropos, and this is from the book of Psalms. It says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." Certainly we're crushed in spirit tonight. We mourn with the families who lost loved ones, and we truly are joining them in prayer and wrapping our arms around them in love and compassion. Thanks for everybody for coming out tonight, and thank you for your thoughts and your prayers.
So, sir, and this is the shocking news that we got from the United States of America. Some more details emerging. Let's cut across.
The families who are experiencing loss tonight. And so we want you to know that we will continue to work with American Airlines to share information as frequently as possible and make sure that we're getting accurate information out to the public. But my sorrow for all of the people and crew on the plane and our military personnel on the helicopter is very deep. I do want to turn to Jack Potter, who is the CEO of our Airports Authority, responsible for Reagan National Airport and Dulles International Airport, to talk to you about how the airport responded and what we're what's going to happen next.
Good evening. As was said, I'm Jack Potter, the President and CEO of the Metropolitan Washington Airports Authority. Thank you all for being here tonight and under these very, very grim circumstances. First of all, I want to let you know that we're providing support to all the families who are involved. American Airlines has established a phone number for them to reach out. That's been published, but let me repeat it. It's 1-800-679-8215. So families of folks that were on the plane are asked to contact them. We did have folks who were at the airport to pick up loved ones, and so American has set up a center in their in their lounge at the north end of the airport.
And viewers, here's a report that we've got from the incident site. Take a look.
I'm Jean Ohm at Reagan National Airport in Arlington, Virginia, where all flights have been halted following a crash this evening of a passenger regional jet with an Army helicopter. You can see the massive search and rescue operation underway along the Potomac River. Here's what we know so far. The Federal Aviation Administration said the mid-air collision occurred around 9 p.m. Eastern Time when the regional jet had departed from Wichita, Kansas, and it crashed with a military Black Hawk helicopter while it was on approach to the airport. Here's what we know about the passenger jet. It was an American Airlines flight 5342, and again, it was inbound to Reagan National when it collided with a helicopter. What we do know, there's no word of any immediate casualties, but what we do know is that this plane can be configured to carry up to 70 passengers. Again, all activity has been halted. Flights are not taking off or landing here at Reagan National Airport as this massive search and rescue operation is underway following a crash this evening.
So that was a report, viewers, from the incident site from the Reagan National Airport. Let's now tell you what we know so far in this particular case, even as the investigation is going to happen in this case as to what really led to this collision. So it was a mid-air collision in Washington, D.C. What we know so far, the aircraft of American Airlines collided with the Army chopper. It was a mid-air collision at Reagan Airport that took place. The plane crashed into the Potomac River, and look at those dramatic visuals as well, how suddenly it burst into flames. There were about 60 odd passengers and 4 crew members who were on board in this particular aircraft. Search and rescue operation is still underway, and Trump government, the new US government, is monitoring the situation very, very closely. US Vice President J.D. Vance has also ordered a probe, and a big statement, in fact, viewers, has come by President Donald Trump on the plane crash. And Donald Trump is speculating on the cause of the crash. He says crash could have been averted. That's a very, very big statement, viewers, that we've got for our viewers at this point in time. Big statement by US President Donald Trump on the US plane collision. Trump is speculating the cause of the crash. He says the crash could have been averted. He's questioning how did this crash really happen. Donald Trump is pointing out towards some kind of loopholes. Trump has said, why didn't the chopper go up or down? Is he sensing some kind of a conspiracy here, some kind of a terror angle? Well, we do not know, but this is the latest update that we are getting for you right now. The first reaction coming in from US President Donald Trump. And we got this news of a plane colliding with a helicopter, and now we have the first reaction coming in from US President Donald Trump as well, who is trying to suggest that this crash, this collision could have been averted. Let's go across to my colleague Rishabh joining us on the broadcast for more on this. Rishabh, give us more details, because what Donald Trump is saying is very, very significant. What could he be possibly hinting at?
Well, definitely. As per the US President, Hina, it was a clear night. The plane was in its usual trajectory. There was nothing unusual with the trajectory of the plane. And the questions that Donald Trump has raised, and I'm quoting him here, that, the airplane was on a perfect and routine line of approach to the airport. The helicopter was going straight, and the airplane for an extended period of time. It is clear night. The lights on the plane was blazing. Why didn't the helicopter go up or down or even turn? He further goes on to say that, instead of asking if they saw the plane, this is a bad situation that looks it could have been prevented. Not good. This is what Donald Trump, the US President, has now said. He's posted this on his social media platform Truth. And, what we know so far, there were 60 passengers and 4 crew members on this Canadian-made Bombardier flight. It was an American airline regional flight, and it collided with a Black Hawk Army chopper. As of now, 18 bodies have been pulled out, is what the local media report suggests. As of now, as per the police officials, no survivor has been found. So this looks really, really tragic.
Well, absolutely. Thank you very much, Rishabh, for the moment, for joining us with all of those details. We'll keep coming back to you for more on this. And joining us on the broadcast this morning is Devesh Agarwal, who is an aviation expert. We also have with us Sanjay Lazar, who is an aviation expert, and CEO Avilas joining us this morning. Thank you very much. Good morning to both of you. Sanjay Lazar, let me begin this discussion with you. Dramatic visuals. You have a military chopper and you have a passenger plane. The way they both came close to each other, the way this collision happened, followed by a crash. What do you make of it, given the kind of details that we have seen so far?
Thank you, Hina, for having me on your show. First of all, it's very tragic, and, condolences go out to all the families and, of the crew as well as all the passengers. 64 plus, we don't know how many were there on the Black Hawk, but that's an unconfirmed fact. But deepest condolences. From what I'm picking up, I believe, they've not pulled out any survivors from the Potomac. But it's an extremely interesting aspect. Like you've just pointed out, President Trump also mentioned, the helicopter could have gone up or could have gone down. It was a clear night. Strangely, the transponder of the Black Hawk was not really on, so it could not be tracked. Though the aircraft, the Bombardier, had TCAS, one really doesn't know why they didn't see it. The other important fact I think here we need to understand is 4 minutes into landing, the air traffic control asked PS 5432 to change from runway 1 to runway 33, which brought it in line with the right bank of the Potomac, which is actually a military corridor. So we really don't know what went wrong. But the tragedy is that we've seen a helicopter that's knocked this aircraft, and the aircraft is broken into pieces. It's in the river, and it's a very sad day. It's an extremely sad day. I think a lot of investigation will go on. I'm also given to understand, from social media reports that there was some high-level, military ranking officer on that Black Hawk. So we really don't know what was, behind that. I think the NTSB will look in deep and hard into this and look at it. But deep condolences. That's what I can say. That's it.
Well, absolutely. It's a really sad day for all the families of the people who lost their lives. But of course, the kind of things, the kind of details that have emerged, they're also raising many questions. Important points you've raised, Sanjay Lazar. Let me go across to Devesh Agarwal as well. Mr. Devesh Agarwal, now I want to, continue with what Mr. Sanjay mentioned, and would like to have your response to that, especially what US President Donald Trump is hinting at, because these are technical issues. You'll be able to explain it to our viewers better. Now, he's trying to suggest this crash should have been prevented. He's saying, why didn't the control tower tell the helicopter what to do instead of asking if they saw the plane? This is a bad situation that looks like it should have been prevented. How do you read this, given the kind of details that have emerged so far? Does it look like a human error, or do you see some kind of a conspiracy here?
Hina ji, firstly, thank you for having me. And I join, I'm quite sure your viewers and Sanjay in expressing my deepest condolences. The water temperature at the Potomac River right now is just about 1 degree Celsius. At that point, people don't survive for more than 3 minutes. They suffer hypothermia and they go into paralysis and eventually die within a matter of 10 to 15 minutes. I, honest to God, do not want to, and I've always been a proponent of not encouraging conspiracy theories and speculation. This is clearly a case where one aircraft is where it was not supposed to be. The Reagan International Airport is an extremely busy airport. It's an in-city airport with a lot of small aircraft, smaller size, like A320, 321, and below size aircraft. The airspace in the Washington, D.C. area is extremely restricted. In fact, there are special procedure turns that pilots have to make soon after landing, taking off, just about to land, purely to avoid the White House, the Congress, and various other, locations of strategic importance. Honest to God, in many ways, I'm getting reminded of the Japan Airlines crash, which you recall has happened just over a year ago. In that case, it was that the Japan Navy aircraft, the Dash 8.
Gentlemen, I'm just interrupting you. Their apologies for that. We have some breaking updates as well coming in. I'll come back to you both for more on this. The breaking update that we have for our viewers is that at least 18 bodies have been recovered from Potomac River. Now, this is what the US media is reporting right now. That's the update coming in. Rishabh is live with us. Yes, Rishabh, give us the details.
Well, what we are learning right now, Hina, that 18 bodies have been pulled out from the wreckage of the plane. Remember, the Canadian-made Bombardier plane carrying 4 crew members and 60 passengers collided with an Army Black Hawk chopper. Now what we are given to understand that 18 dead bodies have been pulled out by the search and rescue team. As of now, as per the police statement that has just come in, no survivors have been found. So given the situation right now, this looks very, very tragic. can remember, this raises major question, as the expert was also pointing out that Ronald Reagan Airport is one of the busiest airport in the world, and this is very close to White House as well. An army chopper colliding with a passenger plane. And as per the president, for that matter, Hina, while the plane was in its usual trajectory, there was no fog, or there was no...
It was a clear night, and this is really unfortunate, the kind of information that we've got for our viewers. 18 bodies have been recovered. I'm completely out of time, but I'd like to thank both my guests as well as Rishabh for joining us, Mr. Devesh Agarwal as well as Mr. Sanjay Lazar. Appreciate you joining us here on Times Now and sharing with us your perspective. We will slip into a very, very short break right now. We'll be back with lots more. Don't go anywhere.